things is becoming, you know, a good teacher yourself. So with that, obviously in the beginning, if you don't feel like you can teach somebody or anything, that's fine. It's something that you can learn. And you learn that by directing them to somebody who can teach them and getting on that call yourself, taking notes until you hear it over and over and over again until you know how to do it. Also, another good way of teaching is actually doing the system yourself, because people will follow what you do. And if you can do that yourself, then you're a testament to it, right? So you know it works, and you can start to become duplicatable. All right, so I'm just going to play where we left off in the video yesterday. So take some notes, and we'll go over it afterwards.
I was pressing for 0. Strong two. It's 2 1s put together. Yeah. So when you're talking about this with people, there's 2 ways to lead it. I'm gonna go through step 4. Do you ever feel like they can teach step 3? Yes. You're gonna learn as you go. You're gonna learn as you go. Failure. When you get on a bike, if it's like, you know, it doesn't have training wheels, first time you get on a bike, you pedal slow, you eat shit. You get on a bike, you pedal as fast as you can, you're gonna go somewhere, you're gonna go fast. Same thing in the business. Just go. For the people being like, yo, you read this text, how should I respond? Call them. Figure it out. Learn as you go. Failure. Embrace the grind and just take massive action to learn as you go. You learn as you go. There's nothing different about you than anyone else. You can do better because we've learned this more and more. There's 2 ways to lead in the business. This is number 4. How to lead with the product. Okay? Things are going to get in-depth right now. I'm going to explain a lot. You may not be able to retain it all, but in time you'll be able to retain it. These are concepts and philosophies. Your job is to be able to answer any question in Vemma. If you can answer any question, you're going to make a lot of money because you can handle any objection, any question, anything. So it's the product, right? When you're talking to someone about this, maybe you ran form on them. Now you're just talking about the product, right? If it's there's 3 products you are going to be leading off of. Okay, number 1 is Vemma. Okay, Vemma is the first one. So if it's your grandpa, you supplement grandpa, right? You drink a multivitamin. Are you healthy? You value your health? You value nutrition? If I had a way where you could increase your health with a, you know, blah blah blah, would you be more interested? Would you be inclined to hear about it? So they're gonna have questions. Here's what you say about Vemma. Vemma stands for vitamins, essential minerals, mangosteen, and aloe. Vitamins, your A through E vitamins. Yeah, the vitamins A through E is that minerals. Is that okay? All right, cool. All right, your E, right? Essential minerals, right? Your 65 plant source minerals, and then the other N is mangosteen. Mangosteen is a superfruit in Southeast Asia. She's on it. See, she's gonna have the best notes out of anyone here, without a doubt. Props to her. Everyone clap her. Let's say. Oh, shit, I forgot some notes. I was going to say that point. Right, yeah. So mangosteen, superfruit in Southeast Asia. The mangosteen contains xanthones, Xanthones. Xanthones, all right, stabilize free radical cells. Some of the stuff you can say word for word. You say what we say and do what we do, you're probably going to get what we have. It stabilizes free radical cells. When you have too many free radical cells in your body, it can lead to heart disease, cancer, or diabetes. These stabilized free radical cells raising your insulin levels to reduce heart disease, diabetes, and cancer.
All right, did everyone get that? So this is really, really important, actually. Like, when I speak to people, it's just a really good plus in presentations and stuff like that. So if you're taking notes, just remember this, like, honestly. So obviously you know what Vemma stands for, vitamins, essential minerals, mangosteen, and aloe. But also know that what mangosteen is. Mangosteen is not related to the mango at all. You know, it is a super fruit from Southeast Asia. So again, the information there. Mangosteen contains xanthones. Xanthones are spelled Xanthons. All right. Xanthones eradicate free radical cells from your body, which produce things like heart disease, liver disease, diabetes, and even cancer. So it's pretty crazy to think that an energy drink, you could drink an energy drink every day, and that could actually help fight against those things, when most energy drinks actually cause those things, right? So that is a really cool thing to know. It does get people to have confidence and belief in the products when you talk to them, and just say that little thing. I love saying that, sharing that piece of information. It's so much better than just, if you're pitching the business, it's so much better to give them some insight on the product as well, just a little bit, so that they know what's going on, so they have something that they can back, stand behind. So, and obviously, if you are leading with a product, then follow this as well, and more on what he's going to say about the other products too.
That's the Vima formula. It's $75 worth of produce in a shot. So we'll go over it again. Mangosteen has xanthones, okay, superfruit from Southeast Asia. Xanthones basically stabilize free radical cells. When your free radical cells are stabilized, it can help prevent heart disease, cancer, and diabetes. It's $75 worth of produce in that shot. Okay, everyone get that concept? Questions on that?
How many plant source minerals is it again?
65.
65.
Mm-hmm. Please, I encourage you to ask questions. Yeah.
What does A stand for again?
Aloe vera. I didn't go over that. Yeah, aloe vera is just good for your skin. Okay. So now, what I like to touch on then is I go the human body. I refer to pill vitamins. Like, oh, do you take pill vitamins? Yes, I do. Well, you only absorb like 20% of that vitamin in your bloodstream because we're 70% water. When you have a liquid antioxidant, you'll absorb about 85% into your bloodstream because we're 75% water. So now they're like, oh, wow, it absorbs well. Cool. Okay? So once they realize that, that's the Vima formula. That's just a shot. The next thing
all right, I'm going to play that one more time.
Disease and cancer. That's the Vima formula. It's $75 worth of produce in a shot. So we'll go over it again. Mangosteen has xanthones, okay, superfruit from Southeast Asia. Xanthones basically stabilize free radical cells. When your free radical cells are stabilized, it can help prevent heart disease, cancer, and diabetes. It's $75 worth of produce in that shot. Okay, everyone get that concept? Questions on that?
How many plant source minerals is it again?
65.
65.
Mm-hmm. Please, I encourage you to ask questions. Yeah.
What does A stand for again?
Aloe vera. I didn't go over that. Yeah, aloe vera is just good for your skin. Okay.
Note
so,
this part.
Now, what I like to touch on then is I go the human body. I refer to pill vitamins. Like, oh, do you take pill vitamins? Yes, I do. Well, you only absorb like 20% of that vitamin in your bloodstream because we're 70% water. When you have a liquid antioxidant, you'll absorb about 85% into your bloodstream because we're 75% water. So now they're like, oh, wow, it absorbs well. Cool. Okay? So once they realize that, that's the Vima formula. That's just a shot. The next thing is all the products they put that formula in. Every product Vima offers has the formula in it. Here's the shot. The first one, you're going to leverage. So now, I guess the second product, Verve. Okay? Verve is purified water, natural guarana seed extract, and the Vima formula. So purified water, natural guarana seed, and the Vima formula. Unlike traditional energy drinks and coffee, they give you a spike of energy and a heavy crash because they have synthetic caffeine. What this does is it matches your metabolic rate, the Vima formula, to give you sustainable energy with no crash. I'll say it again. Verve is purified water, natural guarana seed extract, and the Vima formula. Okay? Unlike the coffee bean or normal energy drinks that give you a spike of energy and a heavy crash, the Vima formula will match your metabolic rate in the product to give you sustainable energy with no crash. Okay? Oh my God. Okay. Does anyone know what this is? I might not spelled it right. Splenda, yeah. So we tell people, what I would say is, I said 85% of my friends were drinking these products anyway, and they're drinking Red Bull. Red Bull has aspartame in it. Aspartame is a synthetic sweetener. It's a chemical that causes cancer. It's really bad for you.
I think we call it aspartame.
So that's why it's banned in India. And if you chase the alcohol, it's keep your heart rate, and it's not good for you. Okay? So So it's just something to leverage, right? You don't have to use all this. I'm just giving you a lot of information so you can edit it and take the pieces of the puzzle you want, make your masterpiece of residual income. Word. Does everyone have that so far?
What did you say about that?
It's a synthetic sweetener, and it's a chemical that causes cancer, and it's in Red Bull. And 85% of my friends and young people are drinking these products anyway.
And Splenda too, right? You said?
Yeah, it's like Splenda, basically.
Okay.
Monster, in Washington, the place called Fairway where I'm from, I get finished the entire Monster, and there's still something in the drink. He was like, what the hell? Because I can feel there's something in it. So he cut up the can. Inside there's a dead mouse. There's a dead mouse in his Monster drink, and he finished the entire drink.
Where you're from?
And no, it was like 30, 40 minutes away. So.
I guess before the cap, I guess they started.
I don't know how the hell it is, but all I know is there's a dead mouse in the Monster. Will I ever drink a Monster again? Nope. Yeah, that's why they call it Monster. You got a Monster in the drink. No bueno. No bueno. You know, and it's like,
What's everyone make all?
hey guys, like the best way to get someone on board is give them product. When you order a Builder Bag, you get 7 cases of herb, right?
Yeah.
So like, you see someone that goes and gets a Mountain Dew, talk to them. Be like, hey, you know, if I can show you a healthier alternative than Mountain Dew, would you slightly be interested in hearing about what it is?
It's like smoking cigarettes. You're like, what are you doing smoking cigarettes for? It's like alternative.
Sure, yeah.
Why are you smoking?
But you're not gonna be like, yo, what the fuck you buying?
Oh, no, you're not gonna call it. That's attitude.
All right. So, next 1 through 3. Okay. Does anyone know what this is? I might not have spelled it right. Splenda, yeah. So we tell people, what I always say is, I said 85% of my friends were drinking these products anyway.
I think it
Skip. You know, and it's like,
What's everyone make all?
hey guys, like the best way to get someone on board is give them product. When you order a Builder Bag, you get 7 cases of herb, right?
Yeah.
So like, you see someone that goes and gets a Mountain Dew, talk to them. Be like, hey, you know, if I could show you a healthier alternative than Mountain Dew, would you slightly be interested in hearing about what it is?
It's like smoking cigarettes. You're like, what are you doing smoking cigarettes for? It's like alternative.
Sure, yeah.
Why are you smoking?
But you're not gonna be like, yo, what the fuck you
Oh,
buying?
no, you're not gonna call it. That's attitude.
All right. So, next 1 and 3, body. So there's the protein, right? It's the perfect balance of carbs and protein. Balance of carbs. Ice cream makeover weight loss edition. Sponsor this entire body. The Body Burn, the small can, is the best product Vima has in my opinion, because it's 20 grams of protein. It's a meal replacement, right? 20 grams of protein is a meal replacement. Has thermogenics. Thermogenics speed up your metabolic rate. Okay, so has natural caffeine. You drink a body before you go to the gym. You get your caffeine in, so you have some energy. You get a 20-gram protein meal and speed up your metabolism. That's why if you want to lose weight, literally drink body. Like if you just drink body and eat normal and work out, the weight's gonna fall off. That's really all you need to say about body. So those are the 3 kinds of products. So when you're running form on people, when you're talking about these products, you'll be able to base what product matches their lifestyle the best. Okay? And which one relates to them, which one makes sense. That's how you're leveraging the product. So it's general concepts and philosophies. Does anyone have questions about the product?
I have a question. We're going to make a statement. All right, so when I got on board, it took me a while to try Body Burn, product that he's talking about. That's what it's called, Body Burn. I started recommending it out to people. For example, Chris Booker got his friend on it. How much weight has he lost in his first one?
17.5 pounds.
17 pounds, okay? A girl in Teresa's network somehow accidentally ordered Body Burn and lost 16 pounds in her first month. I now have over 6 personally enrolled customers consuming Body Burn every month, and all of them are losing weight. The product speaks for itself.
It's incredible.
Use till you have your own personal testimonials with the product, because I promise you it will happen. Use other testimonials. Yeah, so I heard this guy, in my network, and he got some guy on this whole body package. He lost 17 pounds in 1 month. Where can you do that? Now on top of it, because of that story, yeah, he's a customer, but because of that story, he got 3 of his friends to see, holy shit, Jerry, you lost a lot of weight. Now he gets free product every month in you. First month in, 17 pounds, free product. It's not hard.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't feel like they give you the product standpoint. Yes or yes? Yeah. And you're not going to have it on the first time. I went through a lot of in-depth information. We've been doing this longer, right? We messed up more. But if you can learn everything that I learned fast, dude, I get it. You could make a lot of money really quickly. All you need to accept the fact that it's completely reasonable, okay, to make a lot of money very easily, very fun, and very fast. Society's taught us that to make a lot of money it has to be strenuous, difficult, hard. You have to bust your ass out for 30 years. Maybe you'll someday make money. Yeah. And most people that tell you that, what do they not have?
Money. Struggling.
Right? So it's like, I've learned personally, when I've made the weeks in Vima, where I've made 10 grand in a week, 14 grand in a week, were some of the best, funnest, low-key, relaxed weeks I've ever had. They weren't stressful, they were fun, it was easy. We were in Europe, we were drinking champagne in Paris, we were talking to great people, enjoying ourselves, flying all around the country, going all around Europe, going to Amsterdam, smoking great weed, and making 5 figures in a week. So, right, the hardest thing you got to learn about making a lot of money is how easy it is to make a lot of money. What's very difficult is to earn a little bit of money, because traditional education says we have to do that our whole life, okay? What's normal is student loan debt, unemployment rates, and a terrible job market, all right? So don't do what's normal. This is not normal. A bunch of young people getting together Monday night sober is not normal, but kudos to us. So step 5 is how to lead with the business.
Before we go on with the leading with the business, does anyone have any more questions about the product? Everyone feel pretty comfortable?
Trish, can you run through the whole body line again? Because I didn't get all of that.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I didn't actually get all of the body line either. If you want, I can go back on the video and then we can write it again, because you did go through it quite quick. Yeah?
Yeah, because he definitely went through it pretty quickly.
Yeah, and honestly, guys, like, we all need to get our customers, right? We all, like, this is what, Vima is about, right? Sharing the products, getting customers. So, and obviously, if we can all run our business for free, then amazing. That's such a huge story, and it's such a relief, for everyone as well. So, learning how to talk about these things are really, really, really important. So, I'm just going to actually go back over body, because I personally find that body is the easiest product to push in my personal experience. Just because, like, when people lose weight, it speaks for itself. Like what that one guy was saying. His friend lost 17 pounds in 1 month, and then his friend went and got 3 customers in that month, and now is getting free product, right? So it's really important. Okay, I'm just going to go back a tiny bit over that, and then we'll skip back forward, okay? I think it was... Bear with me. I don't know where it is. We'll find it.
So those are the 3 kinds of products. So when you're running...
Yeah, keep going. Keep going back.
Product. When you order a builder bag, you get has natural caffeine. You drink a body before you go to the gym. You're getting your caffeine in, so you have some energy. You get a 20-gram protein meal, and it's speeding up your metabolism.
All right. So healthy balance of protein and carbs. It's 20 grams of protein, and it also speeds up your metabolism. Honestly, like, that's all I've ever really said to people, and that's worked really well. I've had a guy that's been on Bodyline for, like, literally, like, 5 months, and he was, like, maybe 200 pounds, and now he's, like, maybe, I don't even know, like, 170, maybe even less. I don't think he does anything, changes anything in his, like, lifestyle, though. Like, he doesn't work out, he doesn't eat differently. So it's obvious, what helped him. So he keeps ordering it.
That's why if you want to lose weight, literally drink body. Like, if you just drink body and eat normal and work out, the weight's gonna fall off. That's what I need to say about body. So those are the 3 kinds of products. So not normal, but kudos to us. So step 5 is how to lead with the business.
Oh, just add on to that.
Yeah.
like obviously he's running off all this information about the products, but I mean, it's self-explanatory. Everyone, you can go to Vima.com to look at all the products.
Of course.
And as far as the clinical studies goes about the xanthans, the C-reactive proteins, the free radical cells, if you go to Vima.com/science, because all the products are clinically studied, there's a lot of not only testimonials, but a lot of facts and science behind all the products. So yeah, Derek's going all over all this stuff, but don't just rely on his word. Learn all the stuff for yourself, because you might get into a situation where someone says, well, how do you know this? Oh, well, this guy told me.
Well, how does he know his shit?
Well, how do you know this? Oh, go to Vima.com/science. There's all the testimonials you need to see.
Also, if you go to YouTube and type in Vima space Dr. John Edwards, so much credibility on the product. You have stupid credibility.
John Edwards.
Dr. John Edwards.
That's the guy.
Yeah, black guy.
I like it.
Yeah, but Moore's at a lead.
Touch with this product.
This product is not on trial. And John Edwards is the dopest, man. He loves his
So how come the cancel says it's approved by the FDA?
because the FDA
This is
doesn't
really good
approve,
one.
like any energy supplements. It's a Food and Drug Administration. It's not either.
But
And
our facilities are FDA regulated.
yeah, because FDA regulated. It's not FDA approved because like no energy drinks are. However, the FDA also approved to have arsenic in chicken. It's called like I don't remember the berry. It's like a cranberry, some type of berry or herb or something. Incredibly good for you from Eastern medicine. They brought to the United States. They banned it in the United States. What do you right?
Yeah, that's a really, really good thing. Some people have asked me that as well, like, why isn't it FDA approved? It's good to know that, like he said, the FDA won't approve any energy drink. So even Red Bull, that's not approved by the FDA, right? But people still drink it. And it's funny when people don't drink, like, wouldn't drink a Verb because it's not approved by the FDA. Like, that makes absolutely no sense when they're happy to drink, like, Coke and all these other products that aren't. So, but what is, like he said, their factories are FDA regulated. So same with Red Bull. Their factory is FDA regulated. All right, so that's really, really good to know.
With objections. All right, I want you to check this out. Watch this. All right? All right, check this out. You know the objection. I want you to notice the difference. Okay, I'm going to ask you to get in the system and say you don't have the money, okay? Let's get you in the system. You
I'll have the money.
don't have the money? Okay, cool. Well, what are you doing in your life to change that? That's one. Hold on, that's one. How did that make him feel?
Like shit.
Really contracted, right? Sweet.
All right, so we're going on to objections now. In a couple days, I'm actually going to do an entire call based on just objections, how to handle objections. All right, so if you guys want to be there, that would be awesome. Basically, what I want to go through with all of you is, like, how many of you would like to learn how to do a presentation, like, flawlessly, like, front to back?
Me completely, yeah.
Yeah. All right, and I know, like,
They're using it in the Czech Republic, so yeah, I need it.
yeah, and same with Arno as well. Arno just dropped off the call, but he'll be watching this afterwards. He's also in a similar position as you, Hannes, because he needs to speak French, right? And for you, you need to speak Czech. So
Yeah.
there is a little bit of pressure, obviously, for you guys to learn how to do a presentation, right, from front to back. And that's totally fine. Like, I actually have my presentation, like what I say on a call, written down, so anyone can read it and follow it. So I can send that to you afterwards, and you can translate it in Czech if you want. And then from there, it's just learning how to, you know, it's learning a few things, like how to ask the right questions, you know, how to really, like, yeah, right questions, how to say the right stories as well, because here's a little fun fact for you guys. 80%, when you're doing a presentation, only 20% of the information that you're saying people are actually interested in. The other 80%, no one cares about. So our job is to find out what that 20% is that interests people, and then go from there, right? And just zone in on that 20% and learn how to do the presentation at just focusing on that 20%, right? So when we learn how to ask the right questions, we can find that 20%. And when we learn these other stories, like, you know, if somebody wanted to lose weight, telling them, you know, that story even, right, about that person who accidentally bought Burn, lost 17 pounds, right? These sort of things that can relate to other people. So it will take a bit of time, but it's just practice, right? You just learn stories, you practice it again and again. People will come up with, you know, objections, and you learn how to deal with them. And the best thing is that all of the objections you can find on the internet, on YouTube, how to deal with them, but we'll actually go over them over the next week so that we're all really, really, really good at handling objections. All right? Okay, so I'm just going to put this on. Okay, honestly, this video is how I do pretty much every single call. If you've heard me do a call before, you'll like literally hear me saying what Derek Alexander says word for word. So here, we'll go on.
Okay. All right, check this out. All right, let's get you in the system.
You got it.
No.
I don't have the money.
Dude, I know how you feel. I totally know how you feel. When I heard about this, I felt the exact same way because I didn't have the money. What I found out, though, was if I don't do anything different, I will never get anything different. And I was cheating me out of opportunities to earn money, so I realized it wasn't a money issue. It was a motivational one. And once I realized that, I sold some things, got the money, and now in blank, I've done blank. And if you don't have a good story, use a third-party story. I know how you feel. I felt the same way. What I found out, though, was my friend Jay Brown went through the same stuff that we went through. But they found it blank. It's called Feel, Felt, Found.
All right, so feel, felt, found. I use this all the time. Like literally, every time somebody has an objection for anything, you just use feel, felt, found. So, you know, I totally understand. I used to feel the same way that you did, and blah, 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 right? And then you just say, but what I found was this other thing. So for the money objection, he said, you know, what I realized was if I didn't have the money right now, you know, I don't know when I'll ever have that money, you know, to do those things. So what I realized was I needed to make a change. So what was really holding me back wasn't actually a money issue, it was a motivational one. So I sold some stuff and then I did this, right? So what you're doing is you're taking their objection and you're circling around and coming up with a solution and then moving through it. All right? Like if you guys have ever heard of you know, Jordan Belfort, the Wolf on Wall Street, or Wolf of Wall Street, he talks about this all the time, just how to circle objections and then get right through it and then continue on. See, what a lot of people do is when they get faced with an objection, if they can't handle it properly, then the conversation's over. You know, they just think, oh, we lost him, that's it. But you get really, really good at closing when you learn how to come up with a solution for that objection and then go straight through it as if it never happened and continue on. All right? So like the average person, you have to ask them for a close 5 times before they actually close. It was pretty crazy. So don't get scared when someone says no to you right away. Because when somebody's buying something, they have, or faced with a decision to buy something, they have high sales resistance all the way until the very, very end when you go to close them. So you just realize that and just go right through it, because what we're doing is we're helping people make a decision to have a healthier lifestyle, or, you know, help them have a better lifestyle if they're joining this business. So you learn how to do that.
Feel, felt, found. Every single objection. Feel, felt, found. Feel, felt, found. Feel, felt, found. It's literally so funny hearing it. I don't have the time. I know you feel. My friend Sarah, she didn't have the time either, so we felt the same way. What we found out, though, was that every person has 24 hours in a day. And then we saw that there's D1 athletes, NFL athletes, people in France, sororities, all doing the business part-time, still making money. So it wasn't that we didn't have the money, we just, or the time, we just realized maybe we were making excuses on how we allocated our time. See how different that is?
I know that might sound funny, the whole like 24 hours in a day thing, but it is completely true. And if you learn how to do these objections, like literally just copy the exact same things that they say, it works. Like it honestly works. You just need to have the confidence to do it. That's it. If you don't sound confident when you're saying those things, then it might not work as well. But if you're really confident when you say it, it's just like, it's so easy. So it just goes right through. It's really smooth.
Okay. So now we're still talking about leading with the business. Yeah.
Objections. So everyone is going to encounter that's a pyramid.
Oh yeah, thank you. Big time.
So biggest thing, don't defend it. Because the second you say, oh no, it's not one, they won. Because you're trying to defend yourself. That's what I did. And the moment you try to defend it, they already won the battle because they're like, yep, now you're just trying to defend this.
Because you created a battle.
So do exactly what he said for that, for the example that he just gave.
Watch this.
Well, look.
Okay, yeah, you want it. We'll run it. And remember, if you overdo the pyramid idea, so if I spend like 30 minutes explaining why this is not a pyramid, way too long. This is the perfect way, okay? Be like, dude, this is a pyramid. You say that.
You want me to say it? Okay, dude, this is a pyramid.
Dude, Max, I know you feel, bro. I felt the same way when I heard about this. I totally thought it was a pyramid too. What I realized was, if this is a pyramid, it would be an illegal company, right?
Right.
Yeah, it'd be illegal. Well, if this was illegal, why does the federal government require every affiliate, which is people drinking the product, to file a W-9 for tax?
Do you see how awesome that is? So if someone says it's a pyramid, then, felt found on them. Dude, I used to feel the same way, and then what I found out was, what was it that he said actually about the, shall we go back? I'm going to run over this again real quick.
Watch this.
Well, look.
Okay, yeah, you want it. We'll run it. And remember, I realized the federal government wouldn't require a legal company to watch this.
Well, look.
Okay, yeah, you want it. We'll run it. And remember, if you overdo the pyramid idea, so if I spend like 30 minutes explaining why this is not a pyramid, way too long. This is the perfect way, okay? Be like, dude, this is a pyramid. You say that.
You want me to say it? Okay, dude, this is a pyramid.
Dude, Max, I know you feel, bro. I felt the same way when I heard about this. I totally thought it was a pyramid too. What I realized was, if this is a pyramid, it would be an illegal company, right?
Right.
Yeah, it'd be illegal.
So I used to think, dude, I know how you're feeling. But what I realized was, if this was a pyramid, it'd be a legal company, right? And then you get them to agree, because that's usually what people do, is they think that it's illegal, right? They think it's something scary. If they do have that objection, and then you come back with this, right? Which is, well, but then why is it taxed by the government? And that's huge, right? Another one that I do as well is I actually just tell people, like, in my presentation, I give it credibility. All right? So usually if somebody's coming up with this, then beforehand you haven't actually given it enough credibility. So it's all about keeping them on the line, right where you want them. So for me, I usually say to people, like, that it's in 50 countries, over 50 countries worldwide, which is awesome, because that means that 50 countries have gone in, approved our formula, recognized that it's something that's healthy and good for your body, and also, like, it's safe enough to be on shelves, and purchased in the country, and also that our business model, is taxed and in 50 different countries, right? So when you kind of say that, if you can say it smoothly, then it just builds up the credibility massively, and people don't even question it. They're like, whoa, 50 governments approve this formula and business? That's awesome, So you can almost say that in your presentation to the point where somebody isn't actually going to combat you with this.
Well, what happened to me?
Why does the federal government require every affiliate, which is people drinking the product, to file a W-9 for tax write-offs and tax returns? I realized the federal government wouldn't require a legal company to do that. Once I realized that, saw the numbers and the credibility, I stopped asking why it would work, and I started asking how I could make it work. And then you just let it go. Or you can do it quick. No, come on, man. I thought the same way. It's not a pyramid. If it was a pyramid, it'd be illegal. If it was illegal, federal government would require the FDA to file W-9s for tax write-offs and returns. So anyway, and then if they argue it, here's the thing. Number one, they either don't even know what a W-9 is, no idea what you're talking about. Or number two, if the federal government
requires illegal businesses to file tax write-offs, which is the most dumb argument ever. If they try and argue that, you don't want them in your business. All right? That's it. Cool. Solve the pyramid problem. If they keep trying, no, it's still pyramid, let them go. They're like, dude, honestly, I don't care. Right? I know it's not. My friend makes blank. Truth is, every person will have the same amount of product, the same opportunity, equal opportunity all around. Cool. Now, leading with the business stuff. Yeah.
Also, you can just hit on the credibility. Like for me, because at first I used to just, defend it, but then I started like step back and kind of just agree with the person. And I was like, yeah, dude, I actually thought the same exact thing. And then I went on Google, did a little bit of research, and realized how credible this company Vima is. As you see, it's the official energy drink of the Phoenix Suns. Chris and Heidi Powell, they had their own TV show on ABC. They wouldn't put these teams, these people, these figures, they wouldn't put their name on some kind of company that's fraudulent in any kind of way. So when I realized that, I was like, okay, it's 100% legit. Also, there's a lot of NFL stars out there. There's a lot of NFL or professional athletes out there that are not only drinking the products, but they're actually doing the business as well. So I mean, Sean Merriman for one. Does everyone know Sean Merriman, ex-football player? I think he's at the rank of star presidential now. Yeah. So
that's 15.
Yeah. So he's at the rank of star presidential. So realistically, he wouldn't put his name on something that's fraudulent in any kind of way.
And the revenue in Vima increased 40% in the last 12 months.
What would you say to people that would say it's not the official? I mean, not that it's not the official energy drink of the Phoenix Suns, but the only reason it is because of the money that they put into it. And the same thing from Dr. Oz's company, and that's the only reason why he endorses the product or features the product.
But what does that have to do with him? Like
just as far as people being like, oh, well, you guys use this as credibility, but people are saying, but the only reason why they do it is because Vima is donating to their foundation. Yeah. It's not because the Phoenix Suns love Bird, it's because they're paying them more money than them.
Think about the word. That's what any kind of endorsement.
But I would say, yeah, that's any type of endorsement. But every person on the Phoenix Suns basketball team drinks Bird. They're drinking the product and consuming it, and Dr. Oz consumes the Vima formula. So they ask, if you buy a Big Mac from McDonald's, eat the Big Mac, are you going to take the wrapper and ask to go back and get your money back for the Big Mac? No, because you ate it. That must have been you liked and consumed it. So every person, if they're drinking the product, they genuinely like the product. So they like the product. We're looking for relevant people who also want to like the product. If they just spend too much time doing all this shit.
I really like that. So if they like the product, then that's great, because we're looking for people who like the product, right? So did everyone feel comfortable with that? Yeah. Okay, sweet. So I'm just gonna play it for a tiny bit more, and then afterwards we'll just go over our notes and any questions, okay?
Just disqualifying.
Yeah.
I'm not going to waste my time explaining why they pay for these people. Why does Red Bull spend $1 billion pay for Shaun White to do make twist and throw a drink out with a Spartan, right? Why doesn't anyone do anything? Don't focus on that too much, okay? That did not tie into the business standpoint that we talked about. Now I'm going to explain how to lead with the business. Does that kind of answer your question a little bit?
I mean, a little. But
so did you have someone be like, well,
earlier today, yeah.
All right, so the reason why they go, oh, they're paying them to recommend it, you tell them, simply, that's what endorsements are. That's what endorsements do. Like Dr. Oz would be like, hey, I want to publicly endorse Vima because I'm so passionate about it. I just want everyone to know. This is the real world. The real world runs with money. So you find me a company where the people that endorse the product are doing it just because they like the product. But at least the ones we have, all the people that endorse it consume the product they're recommending, which means they genuinely like it.
And then eventually you just got to realize, with or without the people that talk shit about you, with or without anyone who says this won't work, it's going to work. If we all stop doing Vima today, Vima is going to hit over $500 million in sales this year. It doesn't matter about us. The company is going to do it. So with or without your friend who, isn't credible whatsoever, they're completely irrelevant, whether they're talking shit about it or not, it's going to happen with or without them.
Okay, yeah, let's go back to the business side of it. Oh, also, as a collective group, don't spend your time talking about people not in the business in a negative light. So let's say the four of you, whoever's like, yeah, dude, I was going to bring him, he didn't show up, and he's like, whatever, dude, he works a fucking 9 to 5, right, blah, 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 blah. That is not conducive to building your organization. It's time wasting talking about people that are irrelevant, time you could spend time with people to build a business. Remember today, that the Facebook thing? That's a complete waste of time, right? Don't spend your time focusing on these people. There's no such thing as haters, there's fans in denial. So you gotta understand the time you can spend talking about some person or someone that enrolled and quit or didn't go to the event or whatever you're bitter for, is time you're wasting talking about A, how to build your business, or B, the people already in your business you have to serve. The better leadership role, the more servants you have, the more people you serve. That's why we travel so much. None of this relates to step 5, right? We're going into 5, okay? Lead with the business. Lead with the business. Concept. This is gonna be the hardest one, but if you understand what I'm gonna teach you here, you will literally potentially make a 6-figure income. So this is the most important thing. I'm going to teach you the key to the vault right now. Okay? Concept.
All right, guys. This is what I use all the time, and it's really good. It's really good. So keep note of it.
Normal businesses like Red Bull, Rockstar, Monster spend a budget on 2 things. Number 1, retail, having their product in stores. They pay big companies to have the product in stores. Number 2, advertising. They pay companies to advertise their products.
All right, write this down. So big companies like Rockstar, Monster, Red Bull, stuff like that, they spend their budget on 2 things. Retail, so paying big companies to have their products in stores, and advertisement, paying big companies to advertise their products. Okay, this is huge because when you can start a call, like when you go into it, they just want to know what is the deal, right? And when you start off, you ask them questions, and you go straight into this, it makes sense. All right? And people wrap their head around it much easier. All right? So I'm going to continue on here.
Red Bull, for example, spends $1 billion a year in those 2 budgets, those 2 assets or facets. Facets?
Yep. So Red Bull spends $1 billion a year in those 2 facets.
Facets. Cool. Anyway, so those 2 budgets. Vima, they don't do that. Here's how I explain it every time. I go, so you buy the drink, you buy the product as the consumer. When you buy the product as a consumer, you get an app on your phone and a Vima profile. It's like a mix between Facebook and Amazon combined. When you get that, if any of you wants to buy the product, they simply go to your website and order it. Click.
This is so simple. Like, I've enrolled so many people off of just talking about this, honestly. So, I say it word for word as well. So, you buy the drink as a consumer. When you buy the drink as a consumer, you get a Vima profile, which is basically a mixture of Amazon and Facebook put together, and a free app on your phone. I usually ask them a question here, like, do you have an iPhone or an Android? And they say, yeah, I have an iPhone or I have Android. And you're like, cool. So yeah, you will get the free app on your phone. So then they can start to see, oh, they're connecting with you, and they're like, oh, sweet, I'll get a free app on my phone. You know what I mean? They see themselves having it, and then they're interacting, just kind of like know that they're still there.
Can I just ask you, how is it with Windows phones?
Oh, it's not on Windows phone, unfortunately. And I've had that a few times when somebody's like, no, I don't have either. And I just say, okay, cool. You don't actually need that. You know, as long as you have your computer, you're fine. Or you can log on to the non-mobile version on your phone.
Okay, thank you.
So, yeah, that's what I say. All right.
Are you buying something that's healthy for you? When you do that, you know who wants to buy it. They go on a right team or a left team.
All right, so this is awesome. So if you know anyone that wants to buy the product, they go to your page and they simply buy it. Click, buy. It's a simple transfer of dollars from something that we already drink or something that's unhealthy for us to something that's a healthy alternative, right? I can send you all these in notes as well afterwards. Like my presentation has this in it.
Always use an example, okay? Every single time. So let's say Joe and I play basketball. He wants to get the product. I enroll him on my left network. Let's say left to right. You choose.
All right. So with that, then you just say, then they go into your business, and they either go on your left team or your right team. And then what I say here is I say, give me the name of 2 of your friends, 2 of your best friends. Tell me, you know, Joe and John, right? And so they can see themselves. They can see Joe and John getting involved. Now they're picturing it in their head, all right? And I go, all right, so John goes on your right team, and Joe goes on your left team. And then he's going to explain the rest.
Let's say Chris wants it. He goes, my right now. One friend on my left. Joe. One friend on my right. Chris. I literally, I literally will like go like, Joe's on my left. Chris is on my right. I ratio 1 on my left, 1 on my right. Fraction 1 and 1. Everyone on Joe's left and right will always be my left. Everyone on Chris's left and right will always be my right. As that fraction grows exponentially, Vima's getting paid because they're building a base of consumers. But unlike all these other companies, since there's no budget in advertising retail, guess who gets paid? We do.
All right. So now I have, so Joe goes on my left, Chris goes on my right, and, or you say it to them. So, you know, you ask them what friends, they tell you, say, okay, Joe goes on your left, Chris goes on your right. Now you have a fraction of 1 and 1. Usually at this point, actually before I say that, I say, here, I'm going to show you something. And I send them the Vima Tips chart, the rank advancement chart you can find on Vima Tips website. And I ask them to look at it. And then I explain this. Okay, so once they get into your business, Joe will go, well, give me 2 names of your friends that would get involved. Joe and Chris. Okay, cool. So you see on the rank advancement chart where there's that fraction that's like 5 and 10 and 10 and 20, and it goes up and up and up, and they're like, yeah. And they're looking at it, and they're just like, wow, this is insane, just looking at all this money. And now you break it down for them. Okay, so Joe goes on your left team, Chris goes on your right team. Now you have a fraction of 1 and 1. All right, now anybody that Chris gets involved, or Joe gets involved, goes on Joe's. Let's say Joe gets 2 people. 1 goes on his left, 1 goes on his right. Well, everyone that Joe gets involved stays on your right team. Same with Chris. So he put somebody on his left team and his right team. That all is on your right team. Now, do you see how this fraction can grow? And they just go, yeah, and they're just like looking down, and they're just like, this is insane. All right?
Everything I just did right there, if you can memorize that word for word, you will get rich. You will get rich. I'll explain it one more time, all right? When you get on the phone with people, most people in this business just want to know how to get paid, honestly. And I've closed so many builder packs on the spot because they go, where does the money come from? How do we get paid? How is this legit? How do I make income? Any money standpoint, on the phone, if it's a one-on-one or 2 or 3 or 4 people, I go, are you buying a computer? Question after question, I make them close themselves. Are you buying a computer? Yes, I'm buying a computer. Can you go to Google? Yes, I'll go to Google.
See what he's doing there? Asking them questions and getting them to say yes. That is also the psychology of selling. See, you know when you have like those salesmen that come to your door and they say to you, hey, is this your house? Well, duh, obviously it's my house, you know? So you're just like, yeah. They're really skilled. They do that on purpose so that you can say yes. And then they ask you questions that are really obvious so that you'll continue to say yes. Because every time you can get somebody to say yes, their buying temperature goes up. All right? So you want to do that consistently. So when you say to them, are you buying a computer? Yes. All right? And you just keep asking them yes questions, as many as you possibly can. It's hilarious because, you know, how hard an encyclopedia is to sell nowadays. Well, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars went into training people who actually like sell encyclopedias so that they can do it. You know what I mean? So they go door to door, and it's hilarious. If you actually read the encyclopedia like pitch, it's just like about 60 or 80 yes questions that you can ask somebody. And by the last question, they're like, it's like credit card or debit? And they're like, credit card. And you just went through all of these yes questions until they're like signing their name and they're filling in their credit card information. So it's so important to do this. It's funny. It's almost like it should almost be illegal. It's like so hilarious that you can ask that many questions and people are just like yes, 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 yes. So next week we're gonna go over like how to ask yes questions, what are good questions to ask, how to find somebody's hot button so that you're constantly pressing, like talking about that 20% that they care about and stuff like that. But we'll just finish this tiny little bit that he's saying and then we can move on.
Please type in the Vimeo rank advancement chart. Tell me when you're there. I'm there. Do you see the fractions on the far right? Yes, I see the fractions on the far right. You heard me do this on the phone at Chili's. You see the fractions on the far right? Yes. Here you go. In this business, you buy a product as a consumer. When you buy a product as a consumer, you get an app on your phone and a website that's a mix between Facebook and Amazon. It's your own Vimeo profile. Does that make sense? Yes, that makes sense. When you buy that product as a consumer, if you know anyone that wants to also do it, they do it through your website. When they do, they go on a left team or a right team. Okay? Okay. And that's when you use an example. And use specific names. So when you ask them, so who are two friends of yours? My friend Aubrey, my friend Jake. Great. So if Jake enrolls in your business, on your left team, you have one friend on your left. If Aubrey enrolls in your business, on your right team, you have one friend on your right. You now have a fraction of 1 and 1. Does that make sense? Yes, it makes sense. Great. Well, as that fraction grows exponentially, Vima's making money because they're building a base of consumers. Every person that Jake gets on his left and right is just as important to use the first person you got on your left, grows exponentially, same with her on your right. See how the fraction can grow? Yes, I do. Yeah, so as the fraction grows, Vima's ability to base consumers, but unlike Red Bull, Rockstar, Monster, since there's no budget in advertising and retail, guess who gets paid? We get paid. So they're going to be looking at these fractions on the rank advancement chart right there. That's going to blow their mind, right? So now they're going to see it. I'll be like, so with this simple system, if you want to go gold in 2 months, we teach you how to do it. With this simple system, this is what we're in the system. If you go diamond in 3 months, we know how to do it. If you go presidential month, we know how to do it.
That is so smart as well. So I just actually want to show you guys something really quick. Hey Jojo, there you are. I'll show you my presentation, like in writing. I'll just read over it really quick. I do basically everything that he says there, except I actually add this tiny little thing in it that I find really, really, really helpful. So I'll just show you. So don't worry if you don't get all of this right now. It's totally cool. Like, get your friends on a call with me. I'll happily do, calls for you guys. And you can actually just follow along everything I'm saying here, see how I use it, and then just get good at doing it yourself. Obviously, it's good to rank advance before you start doing calls yourself. For you, Hannes, because you have to speak Czech, if you can try and focus on some friends, like prospecting some people who speak English, like especially when you're building a team in another country, it's really smart to start with people who speak English as well, so that when you're building leaders, then they can help you, all right, with the new people that aren't going to speak English. So, all right, so here we go. This is what I say. So this is literally how I go into closing every time. Say, cool, so this is how it works. Since Vima pay their consumers to do this for them, the first thing you have to do is become a consumer, all right? So you buy the drink as a consumer, and when you buy it as a consumer, you get a free app on your phone. Do you have an iPhone or Android? Cool, you get a free app on your phone and a Vima profile, which is basically a mixture between Facebook and Amazon. All right, so they're imagining this, okay? When you get that, if anyone you know simply wants to buy the product, they just go to your site and order it. And I say to them, here, I'm a visual person, so let me send you a link and I want you to click on it, okay? Yeah, sure. I copy and paste the link to the rank advancement chart to them. I say, let me know when it's up. They go, cool, it's up. I say, sweet. So Vima makes money because we are building a network of consumers. And since they don't spend their budget on traditional advertising and retail, guess who gets paid? We do. Make sense? Yes. You see what I'm saying? There's like 4 yes questions there. All right? So you're getting them to say yes as much as you can before you close them. Then you say to them, so you see on the far right of the chart where it says 5, 10, 10, 20, etc. They see the fractions? All right, cool. Now, I don't actually use the left and right thing. I've seen people use it before and it being really successful, so by all means, guys can go do it. But I like to deal with the price objection before closing, so that when they go to close, it's just like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. So what I do to ensure that is I say this, all right, cool. That is the network base of consumers that you will be building, and to the left of that is how much money you'll make on a monthly basis in correspondence to that network you built. Now, this is just one out of the 9 ways of getting paid. But it's the sweetest way out of all of them. All right, so what's really cool is after you find 3 people who simply just want to buy the product, the company rewards you by sending you 48 cans for free every single month to drink and share with your friends or do whatever with. And people get really stoked on that. And then I just say to them, you know, and then I just say, and you will start promoting that way and be running this business completely for free and getting free product. Pretty sweet, right? And they're just like, yeah, that's sweet. And then I just say to them, you know, if I'm pushing, you know, the energy drinks, which I usually am, I say, do you know 3 people that like to drink energy drinks and want to be healthy? Yes. Okay, do you see that? I've just said like the 6th or 7th yes question. This works so well. It's hilarious. It's honestly hilarious. And I go, yeah, exactly. It's so simple. After that, you find a few friends that you would like to grow this business with you, and help you spread the word, and then you teach them to do the exact same thing that you just did, get their product for free, and start building their business, and together you will grow a massive network of people who consume the product. Do you have a few friends who want to get healthy and make extra money? Yes. Cool. So then I go into the next thing, which Derek Alexander was saying, which is like, so looking at that chart, if you want to hit diamond in 3 to 4 months, we know how to do that. If you want to hit gold in 3 to 4 months, we know how to do that. Of course, if you want to hit higher than that, you know, we can show you how to do that too. So let me ask you a question, and then I go into all the closing questions where I just ask them, you know, this is the Eric Worre GoPro 101. Again, I'm going to tell you guys all this again, like I'll send you this so you can, you know, see it yourself, but this is so good. So I've got them to say yes now like 10 times, and now I'm going to go into closing them. So I say to them, like, how much money would you like to make on a monthly basis for this to be worth it for you? Now, the sweet thing about that is using what Derek Alexander said, which was like, looking at the chart, if you want to hit diamond in 3 to 4 months, blah, 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 you know, they're already picturing a time frame for themselves. So it's not like they're like, oh, I want to make like a $2,000 a month. No, they know what's kind of reasonable because we just stated it, right? So now they're thinking on a monthly basis instead of just like immediate. So you've changed their mindset. You've changed it without them even realizing it. So when you say to them, you know, how much do you want to make for it to be worth it for you to do? And they're just like, I don't know, I'd like to hit diamond in, you know, 3 months or something. That'd be sweet. And I just go, awesome. You know, of course you can do that. We can show you how to do that. So how many hours would you be looking to work a week in order to reach that goal of blah, 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 blah pounds per month or dollars per month? And then they just say, you know, 10 hours a week. Go, okay, not a problem. How many months would you want to work at that? If they didn't say, you know, 3 to 4 months, if they just said, like originally just, I don't know, like $1,000 a month, this helps sort out, like, how long they're willing to do it, and then they see themselves doing it. And often when I say, okay, how many months would you want to work 10 hours a week to hit, you know, $2,000 or 2,000 pounds, 2,000 euros, whatever currency you're in, a month? And a lot of times what they actually say, and people are so generous with themselves, is they go, you know, well, however long it takes, as long as I'm seeing results, I'll keep on doing it. And then I just straight up say to them how much money everything costs, so that they don't have a money objection after I try to close them for the next time. So now they're like, okay, sweet, 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 and I just go, okay, sweet, so as I said before, they pay their consumers to do word-of-mouth advertising for them. So the first step is for you to become a consumer. So what I did was purchase, I say this just so you know, JoJo, because in the UK you can only start on 2 cases. You can't start on a builder pack.
Okay.
But I just say, so what I did was purchase 2 cases of the energy drinks. It's 48 cans for, 117 pounds or 130 euros or whatever it is in Canada. That will register you as a consumer, and of course, as soon as you get your 3 customers to go and purchase, as soon as you get your 3 customers, they will send you the 48 cans for free every single month. Now, that might sound like a lot for a t-shirt or a pair of shoes, but would you agree not for an opportunity like this? And they go, yeah, of course it's not. Now, they've just closed themselves, and it's hilarious, but I've done this so many times. And the more that I stick to this, the more likely I am to get someone enrolled. It's hilarious. Like, I've literally just read this word for word for word. To give you an example, Liam, when he first started, I closed 4 people in the row for him. The first 4 people he spoke to, just doing this, word for word. So it works. If you guys want it, I'll send it to you. Duplicate it. Try it out. I mean, you can do it word for word if you want. You can add your own in, but maybe even try just doing it pretty much word for word at the beginning, and then like adding your own spin on it once you get the hang of it, But for me, like, I say all these things in a specific order for a reason, and the reason is to circle those objections that they could potentially have before they even have them. So they're like, oh yeah, it costs money, but I'm going to get it for free. Oh, this is a business. It's maybe a lot for t-shirt or pair of shoes, but yeah, not for an opportunity like this, no. And then I just say, sweet, when would you like to get started? And they go, right now. Or, whatever, or awesome. So, you want to start right now? Or do you want to give it a try? I love saying that. So, sweet. So, do you want to give it a try? And that gets people excited, like saying that, do you want to give it a try? I don't know, like, it's just so nonchalant, it's hilarious, and it works. And then I just go, awesome. So, do you want to start right now? See, now I've just closed him like a million times without him realizing it. I closed him on the hours, how much money he wants to make, on, this is a good opportunity, for the price. Sorry. Phone.
1 second.
And yeah, I've closed him like so many times, got him to say yes like 15 or 20 times now, and then it's just easy. All right, so we'll go over this more and more next week. We'll go over objections, we'll go over all these things, but and I'll send this to you. But I really hope this is some help. Do you guys have any questions on maybe like how to prospect somebody properly, like invite somebody, or like any questions about building your list, anything we talked about last time?
Well, my only problem is probably with inviting people, because sometimes I just try to invite them and they just never show up. So
yeah. Okay, so my best tip about that is, like, if you've invited someone to a call and then they've agreed on a time, and then, or like an event or whatever, for us, Hannes is always calls, so you've invited them to a call and then they haven't shown up, often it's because you haven't showed them that a sense of urgency, or like a high enough value for them to want to be a part of it, or like a really sense of importance, or you haven't prospected them long enough. Now, I know that sounds funny, but it's true. Like, if I go straight into an invite with somebody, like right off the bat, like talk to them for 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes, like the first time in like a month, and then I invite them, and they're like, yeah, sure, I'll do the call. Well, they're not like, they don't feel obligated to do it, because they just like randomly spoke to you, and then when they do the call, or time comes for the call, they completely forgot about it because it's not important. That conversation wasn't important to them. I know that sounds funny, but it's true. Like, the more time I spend prospecting people, even if it's just a few minutes a day for like a week, you know what I mean? They'll be way more likely to get involved than like me talking to them even for 1 hour one day. It's better to even just spread rapport over like a few days by just having, like, for me, I do like 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, like whatever time I have, but I never invite somebody right away. And when I do it that way, and I know I've done form on them. I've done the ABCs on them. I've found out where they're from, where they work, what they like to do on their spare time. Then I invite them. If I haven't found out that information, then I probably don't know enough about them to invite them. And if I invite them, then they just go, what's in it for me? And people don't care what you know until they know that you care. And I know that sounds really cliche, but it's so true. So if you can make it feel like you care, then they'll be there every time. So the more time I spend like prospecting people, the more likely they are to actually get involved. And you just have to do that prospecting. I can. Have you seen my video that I made on prospecting and inviting to calls?
Not yet.
Okay, that's gonna really help you. If
Okay.
you just, I'll send it to you. It's like 12 minutes long or something. And just copy everything that I say to do in that, and it will help you a lot. And if we can actually duplicate that same thing with every other person that gets involved, then your team will gain a lot more momentum, trust me. All right?
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And I can actually, like, in that video, I also say how I personally invite people to hear about the business.
That's magic.
All right. Also, the product, obviously, like, running how to lead with the product, like, everything that Derek Alexander said, that's the best way. And getting people to taste it, because it pretty much sells itself. If you can give somebody, like, a can, like, and they come back over to your house again, you give them another can, and you haven't personally even said, like, tried to sell them it. You're just giving them some product for free, and they're just, eventually they're like, where can I get this? This is really good. They're looking forward to coming over to your house so they can drink it, and at that point you just say, oh, you should, maybe get some for yourself. So that really sells itself. Any questions? Any other questions?
How are you doing this if you go out with some random people and they ask you what are you doing, and you just tell them, oh, well, I'm working for one marketing company or something with energy drinks. So how far you can go with this to tell them about this?
Okay, that's a good question. For me, I've always been very subtle with my approach personally. When people ask me what they're doing, I like to drop seeds, because you plant them slowly and eventually, they'll start coming to you, asking more and more. So what I do is they'll say, what are you doing for work or whatever, and I just say, oh, I'm doing marketing for an energy drink company, and then I just completely avoid it. I just ask them what they're doing after. I'm like, oh, what do you do? And people are so much more concerned about, like, they care so much more about themselves. I know that sounds funny, but most people, they don't realize it. So when you ask them the question about them, they're excited to answer it. So then they just start answering questions about themselves, and they totally forgot, but they know that you work for an energy drink company, and they think it's cool. If they keep pressing you about it, they're just like, oh, like, what's it called? It's this brand new company to the UK. It's called Verve. It's like a healthy energy drink, which is really cool because it's the first one on the market. And then I just go on, and then just try to go on again. And see, you're planting these seeds, and they're just like, what? Wow. Does it taste good? And you're like, yeah, it tastes good. I'll bring you one next time, and you can try it out. And they're just like, yeah, sure. And don't go into detail about the business. Don't ever try to explain the business when you're out. For me personally, I've always found that mixing, talking about Vima with alcohol is like the worst idea in the world. Even if you had a really awesome pitch or whatever, people forget anyways. And so, I don't know. You just don't ever try to, like, explain the business, like, on the first exposure like that when you're just, like, hanging out with people. Just kind of leave it till the next time. And I think that you can invite somebody, like, for instance, like, this is what I've done before in the past is the same situation. I'm, like, prospecting somebody. I'm out running form on them and, asking them, what do they do, blah, blah, blah. They're telling me, and then they ask me the same, and then I say, cool, I do marketing for energy drink company. It's really nice for me because it allows me to, tour and continue working, which is really nice. And then I just, switched the thing back to them. So what are you planning on doing in the future, blah, blah. And then later, if they seemed interested, then at the end of the day, like literally right before I leave talking to them, I say to them, hey, the energy drink company I work for is actually looking for more people to join our marketing team. And I know I have to go right now, and it's a lot to this isn't the right time or place to talk about it. But if you want to hear more about it, I think, or not if you want to hear more about it, but I think it'd be something that you might be interested in, so we can talk about it later if you want or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I've done that before, just straight up this isn't the time or place to talk about it, but if I Skype, but if you're looking for a job, maybe we can Skype about it in a couple days and I can give you some more details and see if it's for you. And they're just like, yeah, sure. All right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's go.
Also, when you're prospecting people, are you telling them that another person is going to be on the call with you, or are you just inviting them to a call?
I just inviting them, and then
Okay.
during that call I told them, well, then by the way, there's a probably better person will be my friend.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's the best way to do it, to be honest. Just get them on the call and then don't even ask them for their permission. You say, oh, my friend Trish was online. She can actually explain this a lot better than I can. I'd love you to meet her. I'd love it if you met her. And then just call me. Or edify me. She blah, blah, blah. She's been doing this business for a few months. She's training me. She's had a lot of success, and it'd be really awesome if you met her and heard this from her. All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I think that's everything. So, thank you guys for attending the call. I'll be posting it, so.
Sorry, hit the wrong button.
Yeah, well, now we're
It's okay.
trying to get this thing to work.
It's okay. All right. Well, I'll let you guys go. The call is recorded, so if you guys want to show anyone in your downline, you can at any time. And I'll let you know when the next one is, because I think it would be really good for us just as a team to start learning how to do presentations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Thanks,
All
Trish.
Yeah, not a problem. See you guys.
Actually, can you also send me the notes that you have, the ones that are on screen right now?
Yeah, I'll send them to you.
Fantastic, thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, thanks a lot, Trisha.
See you. Thanks.
Bye.